Happy 2016 everybody, and welcome to my first video of 2016 where I'm actually going to talk about stuff that happened in 2015. That's right, this is my best and worst travel moments video where I cover all of the unfortunate things that happened to me on my travels and some of the amazing highlights of things that happened to me on my travels. So yeah, let's get into it. Best. Actually getting to do something on New Year's Eve. Now this is the first New Year's Eve that I've ever done something. Normally I'm just at home, but this year I got to go to Hogmanay, which is a big, huge New Year's Eve celebration in Scotland. I got to party, I got to listen to amazing artists and musicians with outdoor concerts, and there was of course lots and lots of fireworks. I also took part in the fire torch parade. All in all, it was an amazing experience, and I'm really excited I actually got to kick off 2015 with a bang. Worst. Now, I am blessed with a pretty good immune system. I rarely get sick, and I have not gotten the flu in, I want to say between 6 to 10 years. I honestly don't even remember last time I got the flu. Unfortunately, on New Year's Day, I got the flu. It was kind of going around in our group, and it hit me hard and it hit me bad. It was brutal. I was so sick. I had chills. I was, doing lots of other things. I was also hungover from the night before, and I also had time of the month right on the same freaking day. So, needless to say, New Year's Day 2015 was probably one of the worst days of my life. Best. So 2015 was the first time I got to fly business class. Now, I know this might surprise you because I travel a lot, but I don't actually fly business class. I fly a lot of budget airlines and other types of airlines, a variety of airlines. So I got to do it actually twice this year, and I'm so excited because it was such a treat. The first time was with Turkish Airlines. So that was when I flew to Turkey because it was with Turkish Airlines. The second time was with British Airlines when I went to the UK for Love Box. So, it was such a treat. It was just so comfortable. Lying down on an international flight. It was just so wonderful, so wonderful. Worst or just really disappointing. Now, Cappadocia is famous for several things, but the main thing is hot air balloons. It is like one of the best places ever to take a hot air balloon. I'm sure you've seen the hot air balloon pictures all over Instagram. This is what it's supposed to look like. Now, we only had one day in Cappadocia to do this, and unfortunately it was pouring rain, it was cloudy, it was windy, and all of the balloons were canceled. There was like this iffy period where they're like, oh, we might run it, so we waited there in the hotel for about an hour, fingers crossed, and then unfortunately the call came in again and no hot air balloons were flying that day, and we flew all the way there to go on hot air balloons. That was very disappointing because obviously that would be such an amazing experience. Best. Seeing a rocket launch in Orlando. I don't even know if I need to explain anymore. I mean, like, a rocket launching to outer space. Worst probably of my entire life of travel experience. Driving in Europe. Okay, so first off, there are many things that I gotta cover here. We're staying at a hotel in Bratislava, and it was about an hour and a half bus ride from our hotel to get to the airport. Maybe it's a little bit less. I think it was like an hour and 20-minute bus ride because that's where we were picking up the cars. I mean, when you rent a car, the easiest place to pick it up is at the airport. There's always rental cars at the airport. So me and my sister bussed over to the airport. We had our papers ready. We were all ready to rent our car. And the budget guy was like, we don't have a car for you. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And he looked on it and we had the wrong date. We hired the car for tomorrow instead of today, which was totally our mistake. And we already checked out of our hotel in Bratislava, so we didn't know where we were gonna stay for the next night. And it was totally gonna mess up our whole travel plans to get to Trenčín because we already had accommodation booked in Trenčín for that night. We eventually fixed that one because we negotiated with the budget guys, and he did manage to find us a car later that afternoon. So we just had to bus back to the hotel, an hour and a half, and then bus again back to the budget place, but this time with all of our luggage, etc. Next problem that we experienced was we hired a GPS because we didn't know where we were driving to we were driving in Slovakia, Czech Republic. I've never been there before. I don't know where I'm going. GPS seems like a logical thing to do, right? Yeah, there are various degrees of GPS. If you get a GPS, make sure that it is an updated GPS because our GPS that we got was at least 10 years old. There were roads missing. There were complete highways and freeways missing from this GPS. This was a reoccurring theme for the whole week and a half that we had this car. After a lot of trial and error, where we actually ended up going through these random countryside roads and dirt roads in the middle of nowhere because we were following where the GPS was telling us instead of following where the road signs were telling us. It was a bit of a struggle because there were a lot of roads, we did not know where we were going, and there was a lot of yelling, and it was really, really stressful. We bought some real road maps, and after that, it was okay. Definitely best. Now, if you followed along on my Slovakia and Czech Republic trip, that was a trip that I took with my sister and my dad. Now, we've been planning it for a while, and we really want to take my dad back to where he grew up and all the places that he grew up in. So that whole trip, to me, is one of the most special trips I've ever taken in my life because there was just so much meaning behind it, and we were mainly just seeing old places that my dad grew up, where he went to school, visiting old friends that he had. And huge learning experience for both me and my sister, just seeing where all of our family grew up from, like where we were originally from before we immigrated, well, before my parents and stuff immigrated to Canada. Probably one of the most special trips I'm ever gonna take in a very long time. Worst. So before I went to China, I was warned that I'd be going during a Chinese national holiday. Now I was like, okay, it's gonna be a bit busier. I understand, that's what I get for going to a national Chinese holiday. I did not know nearly how busy could be in China. I'm sure you guys even saw the car jam picture when I was in Beijing of all the cars trying to get to places. Now imagine this in all the tourist attractions that I was trying to get to. There were a couple times where I literally went to like the Summer Palace. I was going to the Summer Palace on one of the days. I could not move. I could not go anywhere. I was actually getting claustrophobic because they were pushing and shoving, and I had to leave. I was there for not even 20 minutes and I just had to leave. Normally it's fine. I've been to China before, and China is a really unique place and really awesome to go to. Just don't go during a holiday. Now, I'm not quite sure where this one fits, if it's a best or if it's in the worst category, because it's kind of in the like, I don't know how I feel about this category. So that was when I got to do a Turkish bath in Turkey. Now, a Turkish bath is basically a group bath where you have people scrub you and bathe you. Like, they bathe you. So I was with a bunch of other bloggers, and we all had to get completely naked. Now girls, we still had, like, you had the option to wear underwear if you did, which we all did, but everything else was like, it was like full deal, which is a very interesting experience. There were a lot of boobs. There were just a lot of boobs all around, and you could just see everything, and we just kind of sat there first, and it was awkward at first, and then it got a little less awkward, and then it continued to get more awkward, and then you just kind of enjoyed the scrubbing of soaps all over your body by another person. Apparently the guys had it a little bit worse because they didn't have anything, and they had other men scrubbing them. So women had women scrubbing them, and men had the men scrubbing them. So I'm putting it as one of my most interesting experiences this year. Definitely the most interesting. So yeah, those are all the best and worst things that happened to me in 2015 on my travel adventures. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to know now, what are your best or worst travel moments of 2015? Where did you guys go? What were some of the craziest or best things that happened to you? Please let me know down below in the comments, because I am so excited to hear all of your stories. I love hearing other people's travel stories. It's just, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And if you haven't seen my end of year wrap-up video and my end of year hotel wrap-up video, I'm gonna leave links there or down below there, and I highly recommend you go watch them because I'm so proud of them, and they're really cool videos. They're just pretty awesome videos. So yeah, there we have it. Thank you again for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the 2016 travel adventures that are coming. But yeah, okay.